What is up, divine beings? Peace, love, abundance, blessings. This is AstroPapi, and I'm here to do another video. And this is going to be a channeled ancestral message that I am picking up on. And I'm going to call this video Healing is Multi-Generational. Abundance is multi-generational. This is a multi-generational effort. So is self-love. And the reason that I want to do this video is because I know there's a lot of people like me who are the black sheep in the family, the one who is uncovering a spiritual path, a spiritual well. The way that I'm looking at it right now is you're going into this doorway, you're going into this path that perhaps was already in your bloodline. Perhaps the magic is in your bloodline, but you're the one reactivating the magic in your bloodline. And there are people afraid of the magic that you have in your family. And there are people who perhaps have abused spirituality, have abused the occult, have abused magic. And you're here in this path right now, creating something out of what feels like nothing. And I'm looking at it as a graveyard where everything is barren, where things have been difficult, but you're here building a garden. And I want you to acknowledge how powerful healing is, not just for you, but for your ancestors, all right? I'm talking about this because sometimes we feel like we need to do physical things to honor our ancestors, such as have an altar and also give offerings. But I know that there's times in life where not everybody's able to do that. Maybe you're not able to have a physical altar due to the people you're living with. Maybe some of you are living with family who would be against that, or maybe you don't have the means right now to give physical offerings. I want to remind you that there's other ways that you can honor your ancestors, especially if you're on the go or you cannot have an altar. And the first and foremost important thing is prayer. Prayer is so underrated in spirituality, but with the age of Aquarius, which is the age of mentalism, this is mental magic, this is mental alchemy, where yes, the candles and the baths and the herbs are powerful. I will never downplay them. I'm still going to be lighting candles all the freaking time, but I'm also going to take in the fact that right now, what is most powerful, what is most potent in the age of Aquarius is the power of speech, the power of visualization. So prayer is actually you setting out an intention, casting intentions into the ethers, and the words you say have a vibrational pulse around you. So when you are honoring your ancestors, you are feeling your connection with them. And your connection with your ancestors is within you. Now, if you're somebody where right now you're like, well, I don't know who my ancestors are, I don't know who's around, I'm not always able to see them. This is where you need to have a one-on-one direct communication. This is when you say, ancestors, if you're really there for me, please show yourself. Please make yourself known or felt or heard. Especially if you have somebody who has crossed over to the other side now, who you can say, if you are around, please show me a sign. They might make themselves known in a dream or a vision. You might be like me and you can actually see the dead. Or it might be certain symbolism. It might be certain things that just happen where it wouldn't make sense any other way. And the same thing applies when it comes to knowing if they are receiving anything from you. If you want to know, okay, ancestors, am I on the right path? Am I not? Did you enjoy a offering that I gave you? You can ask to see signs of that, and that can come in angel numbers and symbolism and imagery. I have a client of mine whose dad shows up as a hummingbird, and every time he needs to give her a message, he'll show up as a hummingbird. That's just one example. And the other thing that I'm hearing from source is that remember that you can give offerings outside of an altar. You can dedicate a place of land where you say, okay, this tree right here, me and this tree, we gonna vibe. I'm gonna give honor to this tree, but I'm gonna also utilize this tree as a portal into connecting with my guides or my ancestors, because trees are active spiritual portals. All right, I'm going to pull some cards here, but the message that I want to give right now for those watching is that you're somebody where you're creating something new for yourself. You're raising yourself. You're raising your inner child, because your inner child was not given a lot of freedom being young. Your inner child was not there. You were not allowed to express some of your creativity, some of your joy. I'm also seeing like maybe you were always told no for certain things. You were told that things were inaccessible or unavailable. And I get the energy of parents whose stress was projected onto you, whose problems were projected onto you. With that said, I before I even show this card, I'm also hearing that sometimes the problems that we have in this life, we kind of inherit it from our parents. It's the karma that we are taking in ancestrally, because we do take ancestral karma and past life karma and karma in this life as well. Karma is not a punishment, karma is just lessons that we're here to learn through certain experiences that are both good and bad. Just depends on who, when we say good and bad, it just depends on who you're asking, because it's all up to personal interpretation. But karma's not here to get you. Karma's just here to teach you and show you things. And sometimes when our parents were not able to do some type of shadow work, some type of inner work, some type of healing, we're doing that healing for them. That can show up in maybe a cycle that you have that mirrors a cycle of life, relationships, money, certain themes in life, spirituality, where now you have to uncover, discover, and create something that your parents were not able to do, that maybe your grandparents were not able to do, and their grandparents. For example, if there's an addiction in the bloodline, or there's a certain love pattern in the bloodline, or there's a certain view of money in the bloodline that isn't healthy, you're right now the active one in healing all of that. And I want you to know that that is a very big way of honoring your ancestors, living your best life, being in your highest state of self-love, of joy, of happiness, of optimism, of abundance mindset. And I'm not just talking about abundance as wealth, abundance in health, experiences, community, connection. When you are living in your best and highest, most truth, remember that that is connected to your ancestors. In our heart chakra, specifically the back part of our heart chakra, I want you to visualize a thread, and this thread connects you to your ancestors. You can close your eyes and see this. Visualize the thread connecting to your ancestors. And ask them, how am I doing? Am I making you happy? Am I making you proud? How can I better honor myself? How can I better honor you? What messages do you have for me? And when you need support as well, visualize this thread. Close your eyes and visualize this thread with your heart chakra, but the back of it. So like your center back, your upper center back. Visualize a thread, and this is the ancestral thread. And you might see flowers, you might see certain people. That's your ancestral court. And that's also your spiritual team, because there are certain ancestors that are appointed to guide us. We have a bunch of ancestors, but there's specific ones that are in a high level of perhaps spirituality, self-awareness, even business skills. They had good karma. They learned their lessons. Now they're guiding you. They're teaching you how to live life. And I don't know who needs to hear this, but you're also not supposed to be perfect. You're supposed to make mistakes. You're supposed to learn. Now, if your ancestors keep telling you, yo, you need to change this up, just change it up. Don't guilt yourself. Don't shame yourself. Because, in all honesty, it's not going to make the situation better. Sometimes our ancestors, when they scold us or, tell us, yo, don't do that, they're coming from personal experience. They've been there, done that. So they're not coming at you with shade or disrespect or anger. They're coming at you from a place of, I have been there, and I don't want you to go through what I've went through. All right? The cards that we have today are the Eight of Swords, what I'm hearing is what we call ancestral curses are sometimes just ancestral traumas, but you can do rituals to heal this. We have, okay, I'm going to show you the next cards. And I'll talk more about rituals to heal this. I'm seeing white candles. I'm seeing, again, maybe you even doing baths. I'm seeing white flowers, coconut milk, white baths, rosemary, dried rosemary herb, lavender. I'm seeing baths that you're doing. And remember that our physical avatar is connected to our ancestral bloodline as well. Oh, wow. There's a lot here. Okay. So this is going to be a message. So with the Eight of Swords, which I showed you earlier, it's very much about this healing that we're doing is multi-generational, and these curses that we think we have, these ancestral curses, are simply ancestral traumas. There's always going to be conversations about how trauma lives in our DNA, and that is true, but so is our spirituality, so are our magic gifts, so are our powers. So your ancestors' love is within you, not just their pain and suffering. Your ancestors' will and power is within you as well. The next card that we have is the Knight of Pentacles. It's very much about creating the life that you want in this life. And there's almost like a rush. Like, I get this energy of, for those of you watching this, like, you might have big dreams for your abundance that do not match your upbringing, that are very different from how you grew up and where you grew up. And I'm hearing maybe you came from humble beginnings, very humble beginnings, where you didn't have a lot. And there's just this like feeling that I'm supposed to get a lot. That's happening because your ancestors want that to happen for you as well. So you need to know that you are supported through a team. You don't have to see this team to understand that they're there. Maybe you feel them. And again, sometimes when you feel like, yo, I don't know what to do, again, you can light candles, but sometimes, yo, just prayers. Like, yo, ancestors, please guide me in the right path. Ancestors, please make sure that I have everything that I need. Please make sure that my financial needs are met, that my health needs are met, that my living situation is one that is safe and pure. And also, we can pray in for abundance. Please allow me to enjoy my abundance. Please allow this life to be fruitful. Please allow riches to come my way and guide me in the path toward my personal riches. And again, riches could mean physical money, or it could mean health, family, love, self-love, all right? Experiences, travel. We have the Ten of Wands. I can tell you straight up, burnout culture is dead, and it's not just dead for this generation. Our ancestors don't want to see us burn out. Our ancestors don't want to see us overwork ourselves and get stuck in that same vicious cycle. So for those of you watching, you might be a business person, or you might have a dream career that is so untraditional, and your ancestors are supporting you with this. See, this is when y'all gotta light some road opening candles, some abundance candles, or this is when you do prayers for abundance. Write down intentions of abundance. These intentions can be written as if they're already here. I am creating multi-generational wealth. I am living in my highest divine, most abundant state, and giving honor and gratitude to my ancestors with all the abundance that I have. Do you know how rich that sounds? How powerful that sounds? How sexy that sounds? But here we have the Hangman. And I get this energy of like a rush. Again, you came from humble beginnings. You came from your parents not knowing certain things, and you're teaching yourself things. This is going to be a lot faster for the generation after, because they have people like you, people to guide them, people to be examples for. You had no examples like that. Maybe you had one or two, but now you're extending guidance, you're making things easier, you're creating a new doorway of possibilities for your entire bloodline. I'm gonna say that again. You're creating a new doorway of possibilities for your bloodline. And I'm seeing it as like this brick wall of blockages that are within our bloodline or within our ancestral lines. And you're the one breaking that. You're the one transmuting that. And this is opening the crossroads, or the doorway, or the path. It's opening the road for not just you, not just your ancestors, but for the future people in your bloodline. You are an ancestor in training already. You are an elder in training already. You are going to leave a divine imprint in this life, all right? If you agree, write that in the comments. I am leaving a divine imprint in this life. All right, all right. Is there any last messages we need? Ancestors, please guide me. Ancestors of the highest love, please guide me. We have the Nine of Cups. It's very much like everything we're doing, we're not doing alone. We're never doing this life alone. In the physical realm, sure, we might be the ones guiding a lot, but in the spirit realm, yo, we have a lot of support. And what we call good luck, Oh, that's our connection to our ancestors. That's our ancestors pulling up for us as well. Lastly, we have the Three of Wands. It's very much like this life for you is a life of trust and just doing things that have never been done before, but with divine love for self and with knowing that you have ancestors there with you. You don't always have to see them, but you can feel them. You don't have to know specific names, but you can feel the love. Let me tell you something. It's going to be divine. It's going to be great. And you're going to do great things, all right? And you are here to show the world and show yourself that you're a master alchemist. Maybe you came from hard beginnings. Maybe you came from a lot of trauma in the family, a lot of pain and suffering. But you are forgiving yourself. You are forgiving perhaps even your parents or your elders. And you are transmuting energies and creating new possibilities, new timelines for you and for future generations, all right? This was a message, y'all, from the ancestors. I hope this video was a service to you. I hope this video was of love. Healing is multi-generational. Your wealth and abundance is multi-generational. Your ancestors are with you. I want you to know that, all right? You have divine support on your side. Yes, there are so many different spirit guides. Yes, there is a universe, and you believe in God. There is God. There is the goddess. But you know who matters a lot too? You know who's your first line of support? Your ancestors, all right? All right, y'all. Stay beautiful, stay abundant, stay great. I'll see you on the next video. If you want to support the channel, you can give a little donation. And I think that I also left my Venmo, my Cash App. But also, if you want to book a private reading, how to do so is on the about below. You want to follow me on Instagram and social media, see what I'm up to, find out on the about below. Stay beautiful, stay abundant, stay great, y'all.